New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman entered the debate on immigration. He wrote an op-ed in the Daily News urging the courts to lift the delay of the president's controversial executive actions regarding immigration. Joining us now with the story, our political analyst, New York Post political columnist Fred Dicker. Fred, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about this. Schneiderman says that there are 26 states now pushing to keep this judge's order in place.
Well, this is obviously a hot topic, that's for sure, Cody. If it wasn't, it would have been solved years ago. And immigration is a very big issue here in New York with the so-called DREAM Act that's very controversial. And Schneiderman, not surprisingly, he's a Democrat. He's weighing in defending the Democratic president and the sweeping effort by the president to grant amnesty to millions of people here illegally. About, I think it's 14 states, including New York, have filed amicus briefs in this federal court case. 26 states or so, as you noted, are opposing any lifting of the stay on the president's order. And for Eric Schneiderman, who's a liberal Democrat with pretensions to being governor one day, to weigh in like this, I don't think is surprising.
All right, from the DREAM Act to the SAFE Act, we just had some news come in about 45 minutes ago. Governor Cuomo agreeing to changes in the SAFE Act. What are you hearing?
Well, this is a breaking news story that's pretty interesting. They put it out late in the day. The governor and the Senate Republicans agreeing through a memorandum of understanding that the governor won't enforce a section of the SAFE Act, which just happens to be a section that he's not been able to enforce since it passed in January 2013. It has to do with background checks on people purchasing ammunition. There's no legal way for the state to do that. There's no database, so he wasn't able to do it. Now he's saying, well, I'm going to agree through a memo not to do it. I'll agree with the Senate Republicans. Now, this is an effort by the governor to help the Senate Republicans. People might say, why, Cody? It's a reality at the Capitol that the Senate Republicans are the governor's closest legislative allies. They're under tremendous pressure from upstate Republicans to change the SAFE Act, which the downstate Republicans had voted for. So this looks like a face saver for John Flanagan, the new Senate Republican leader, coming compliments of Governor Andrew Cuomo.
And I was going to ask you, why now? The timing on this is a little strange.
Well, we're approaching the election cycle. Senate Republicans have to run for re-election. They're starting a campaign this summer, and they're under tremendous pressure upstate to explain why they didn't do anything about the SAFE Act, to roll some of it back. So it looks like the governor has timed this to help the start of the re-election campaign season, with the election being next year.
All right. Well, we'll let you go with the start of the weekend, Fred. Thanks so much.
Thank
a
you.
Reminder, you can hear Fred's radio program live from the state capitol every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.